Hey everyone, so in this video I want to show you the key differences between a non-gaming headphone and a gaming headset. More specifically, how you can adapt a non-gaming headphone so you can turn it into a gaming headset, and how that actually stacks up against an actual gaming headset. Let's get started. As always, if you guys enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so that you can always stay up to date on my latest videos. So first up, I want to introduce to you the Sony WH1000XM3s. Honestly, I've had these for a few months now, actually since Black Friday of last year, and I absolutely love them, even compared to some of today's highest end noise canceling over-ear headphones. So why do I like them so much? Because the construction is really good on them, they sound fantastic, and the two things best of all, the battery life is fantastic in its wireless form, even with music and noise cancellation playing, and the noise cancellation is incredible, especially when you're traveling on an airplane. I cannot hear the airplane engine noises, period. Maybe sometimes even a slight hum when it's taking off, but other than that, it is really good at drowning out sound. Now, one more key feature about a non-gaming headphone, such as the WH1000XM3s, is that they also come with a headphone input port so that you can actually plug it into anything that also has a headphone jack. This is also really cool when you're traveling because you can plug it into, say, like the entertainment system on an airplane, and you can still listen to movies and use the noise cancellation feature while you cocoon your ears in these awesome XM3s. I highly recommend them, and I'll leave a link for you in the description below. Ever since recently, I would only game with either television speakers or a home theater system with speakers around me, and I would only use something like the dinky earbud that came with the PlayStation to talk with my friends. This was all good until I started playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and more specifically Warzone, where communication is more important between teammates and trying to get that victory. And what I found was that using just the earbud and the television speakers just wasn't cutting it, because I couldn't really hear where enemies were coming from, where the explosions were coming from, and it made it tougher to play the game. What I tried to do was I tried to hook the Sony WH1000XM3s up to the PlayStation wirelessly to see if that would work. Well, it turns out that it doesn't, but there is something you can do to adapt not just the 1000XM3s, but any headset for that matter that has the headphone jack on the bottom to start gaming on the PlayStation. So how do we do that? You can actually use the cable that came with this, if it did, plug it into the bottom of your non-gaming headphone, and then you plug it in to the bottom of the headphone. And then what you do is with the other end, you can actually just plug it into your controller. And there you go. You might even be able to hear the audio. But it kicks in right away, and you're ready to start gaming. The only thing is there's only one drawback to that, and that is you can only hear games, but you can't use the chat. Meaning you can't talk to your teammates or friends or anything like that on PlayStation Network, even though many non-gaming headphones that are noise cancellation come with an internal microphone, which is a huge bummer. But there's still one more workaround that, and that is to include a boom mic that hooks into your headphone input jack and has a mic so that you can use that to chat and listen to the game at the same time. So I recently purchased one, and V-Moda is the recommended brand, but because of these times they were sold out, and I ended up getting another brand which works okay, gets the job done, but they all work in pretty much the same way. So you plug it into the jack, and then you, like the regular 3.5mm cable, you also plug it into the bottom port of your PlayStation controller, and there you go. You can probably still hear the sound again. And what's cool now is once you have this plugged in, you can actually not only hear games, but you can also chat with people as well. And from what I hear from talking to my friends and family and things like that over PlayStation Network and via gaming, they say it sounds okay. It sounds pretty good. So that now turns your non-gaming headphone into a gaming headset. So I started using that setup to start playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Warzone in particular. And what I found that although it sounded good because it is a high-end headphone, it was more of a warm, bassy sound, and the mid seemed to be kind of lacking. And what that does in something like a first-person shooter is that you can't really pick up spatially where enemies are, where explosions are coming from, things that are crucial to get that upper edge in your gaming for a first-person shooter, and especially footsteps. Footsteps, I kind of had a hard time hearing through the WH1000 Sonys, but when I would play things like Assassin's Creed or Need for Speed or story-driven, movie-driven, driving games, I thought it sounded good. It was good. So because I've gotten so into Call of Duty, I felt like I needed something that I could not only just chat with my friends with, but also sounded really good. So now I want to introduce you guys the HyperX Alphas that work with pretty much any platform because they have, once again, the 3.5mm cable, so you can plug it into anything that has the headphone jack. And the construction of these is really good. And there's nice leather on top, and these have been out for a few years. So you can read up on a lot of reviews of people that also enjoy them a lot. And something that's really cool is that the boom mic that comes with it actually detaches too, so that you can just make it into like a standard listening headphone and plug it into your controller, and then start gaming. Although you lose that chat functionality, it really it keeps it out of the way. So how do I feel the WH1000XM3s stack up against a true gaming headset like the HyperX Alphas? Well, it really comes down to your preference. If you're a gamer that really likes warm sounding sounds and you play a lot of story-driven, movie-like driving, even some driving games, you'll probably end up being just fine by retrofitting a non-gaming headphone with the included boom mic and then plugging it into your controller if you need that, or just using the 3.5mm cable that most likely came with your non-gaming headphone. And it'll sound just fine. However, if you're somebody that's really into things like first-person shooters, or really just wants that spatial surround sound, almost like a home theater for your ears, I think you're really going to enjoy the HyperX Alphas, especially for the bang for their buck and how much they offer at this price point. Because as a true gaming headset, they understand that they need to really bring out the mids so that you can hear punchiness, like footsteps and explosions and cracks of scenery and trees falling and avalanches, and they sound really good. Also, for a convenience factor, I'm always using the WH1000XM3s for my office work, for research, for focusing, just using for noise cancellation, and for traveling. So I kind of didn't want to keep plugging it into the controller and gaming with it and then taking it off and then studying with it. So it's kind of nice to have an additional gaming headset laying around just so you can leave it plugged in, and then while you're charging your controller you don't have to worry about it. And that's also partly why I didn't go with a wireless gaming headset, although I may go to that in the future. So yeah, that's it for this video. As always, if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe so that you can always get the latest on my videos.